This game was always great. A platform for players to stretch the art form and themselves, while leaving footsteps for others to follow. And this year, the future of women's lacrosse arrived. Faster, sharper, and tougher. And more exciting than ever.
The dream is alive in Towson, Maryland, as we welcome you into championship weekend from Johnny Unitas Stadium. And it's semifinal number one, a star-studded all-ACC matchup to get us going. The number one seed, undefeated North Carolina, taking on a familiar foe, the 4 seed Boston College. This is the first of 2 talent-filled semifinals today. Northwestern Syracuse to follow at semifinal number 2. This UNC-BC matchup, though, a rematch of the 2019 semifinal. What a fantastic game that was. Boston College won it in double overtime. We're hoping our semifinals today are just as exciting. Alongside the newly minted Hall of Famer, Sheehan Stanwyck Birch, I'm Jay Alter. We'll be joined by Dana Boyle in just a second. Sheehan, this is what we've been waiting for. So much talent about to take the field. Where do we even begin?
It's amazing. We got to see the smiles in person yesterday at practice. These teams are battle-tested. They're ready. We've got 4 of the 5 Tewaaraton finalists on the field. I think that award is going to be decided this weekend, but it's amazing. They deserve to be here, and we're so lucky to have these games.
For North Carolina, Jamie Ortega has set the tone all season. She has been consistent and clutch.
When you think of finishers, you think of Jamie Ortega. She's shooting 67% on the season. She gets the toughest matchup defender. Her ability to read spacing inside. She understands exactly where the defense is going to go. She's able to get her hands free. An excellent finisher into the tightest of spaces. Katie Hogue, number 8 there, has the greatest vision. They're a dynamic duo, great scoring opportunities together. And she has just, when the Tar Heels have been needing a goal, Ortega's the one to step up. She's a goal scorer.
So with Jamie Ortega, the top-seeded Tar Heels, you have the quote-unquote best team of the tournament, the number 1 seed North Carolina, going against who's been, in this tournament, the best player. She's scored the most goals. She's already set a tournament record for goals in an NCAA tournament. She's been electric to watch all season. She's Charlotte North.
Charlotte North. If you're a lacrosse fan, you know her name. She's been absolutely dazzling. She's the absolute complete package. She really has everything. A multi-sport athlete, and she's able to piece it all together, becoming a phenomenal lacrosse player. She's got great power. She's got great speed and accuracy. Her skill, her ability to just fake goalies out of their shoes. She's unbelievable. Her low-angle shots, no one scores better than Charlotte North. She's been tough to stop. The defense is focused on her, but she's able to deliver the goals in highlight reel fashion.
In her first career appearance, North has already set an NCAA tournament record, 23 goals in this tournament alone. She's done it at the draw all season long, and while it's her first trip to championship weekend, this is her team, Boston College's 4th straight appearance. Isn't that right, Dana Boyle?
You're exactly right, Jay. They do have that familiarity, but they've yet to be able to ship a championship back up to Boston. I spoke with Coach Acacia Walker-Weinstein earlier yesterday, and she said they've completely turned the page on their team and have really focused on what they can execute this year. Can they take care of the little things and be better than they were yesterday? She said if she can execute what they can control, the outcome will take care of itself.
Thank you, Dana. Boston College in their maroon and gold. Charlotte North straight to the draw control circle, ready to go against Ali Mastriani of the top-seeded Tar Heels in white. These two teams met in the regular season, a lopsided matchup that North Carolina won 21-9, but that was in early March. This is May. And with Charlotte North on the field, anything is possible. And Jamie Ortega and the Tar Heels are in pursuit of perfection and another championship trophy to bring back to Chapel Hill. We are underway in championship weekend, semifinal number 1 at Boston College. The Eagles come up with opening possession. Sheehan, what's the key to turn the table on that first matchup when they lost by 12 and get a win today?
Well, possessions like that. The draw control, as always, these Final Four teams are excellent at the draw circle, but the possessions there and converting into good scoring opportunities is going to be amazing. I think Boston College, this team has really grown from the beginning of the year. They have a lot of freshman contributors, new personnel. Rachel Hall, Charlotte North being two of them. Rachel Hall, their goalie, and Charlotte North has been just absolutely phenomenal this year, and they've all improved as a unit.
Here's Jen Medjid, Boston College taking their time on the opening possession. Working against a North Carolina defense that's allowed the fewest goals scored in the country this season. They only average allowing 6.35 goals a game. It's a lock-solid defense. Emma Trenchard has the assignment, number 23 in white, against Charlotte North. Taylor Marino in goal, and Boston College opens the scoring. Camping out right on the crease, Caitlin Mossman fires the Eagles in front.
What a picture-perfect first possession for Boston College. They win the draw. They have a nice, really long possession. Move the ball around. Great ball movement. They try some isolation. And you see Mossman, the junior, last 2 games, 4 goals on 5 shots. Charlotte North, she's going to get that early double team. But then when you switch the field and just great ball movement, you're able to get the defense to have to shift and rotate, which enables Mossman there to be completely wide open.
Boston College really focused on earlier in the year, can we score the right way? And with that goal, you can see them diversifying the way that they score and how they score. Great shot by Mossman.
And an early goal like that sets the tone for Boston College. Again, a team that lost to this Tar Heel team by 12 goals in the regular season. Taylor Marino and this North Carolina defense, they've looked unstoppable for stretches of this season. Only allowed 4 goals in the ACC championship game to Syracuse, a fellow semifinalist. And yet it just takes about 1 minute and 15 seconds for Boston College to find the back of the net. Violation in the draw control circle called against Charlotte North. That's something to watch in this game, she's been called for dropping that stick over the course of this season.
And even if you move early, I mean, as part of the draw control, what your technique is try to get a jump on that whistle. You have to wait till you hear the whistle till you can have any movement with your stick. So the official's looking for that to see if anyone goes early. That'll be a change of possession. No penalty like the men's game, though. You just get the other team just gets awarded possession.
North Carolina's offense gets to work their first settled possession of this semifinal. Here's Allie Mastriani, can't field it cleanly. Goes and tracks it down comfortably, though. Mastriani showing off the speed, curled into a double team, though. Has to get rid of it and finds Katie Hogue.
See the pressure behind on Katie Hogue. She leads the nation in assists per game, so teams really tried to limit her. They haven't been that successful, but you want to try to deny her from getting those great passes off.
Here's Kerrigan Miller, 20 to shoot, brings one off the cage. That'll reset the shot clock if North Carolina can come up with possession, and they do. Rachel Hall, the transfer from Oregon, making her championship weekend debut. She told us after practice yesterday she was watching that 2019 semifinal against Boston College in North Carolina. She was still at Oregon at the time. She watched that game and said, man, I got to get myself to BC. Couldn't get in front of that flamethrower. North Carolina, great feed inside. Jamie Ortega knows what to do with that, and we're tied at 1.
North Carolina, they are quick to answer. Great ball movement here. Good look here. Defender goes down on Ortega, which is not what you want, but Ortega gets the feed inside to Caitlin Wurzberger, the freshman. Great job. When Ortega has the ball, we highlighted her scoring in the open. Defenses start to panic. She's a great dodger and also can finish inside. But she dishes that out to Wurzberger, who's really dangerous around that goal circle area.
And Ortega, 81 goals on the season. When number 3 has the ball, you're reading the scouting report, Sheehan. Okay, we have to focus on her She could beat you with a pass. She knew exactly what to do with it there. Found the talented freshman, Caitlin Wurzberger. And we are tied at 1.
Great look at the draw set up here. The officials just trying to get equal pressure.
Another whistle in the draw control circle called against Boston College. North Carolina earns possession. This Tar Heels team riding into championship weekend on a 27-game win streak, 20-0 this season, including an ACC championship. Their last loss in this game in 2019 against this team in the semifinal against Boston College, that terrific double overtime game. A lot of these Tar Heel players were on the field on that game. Certainly Jamie Ortega and Katie Hogue, the top 2 point scorers in program history. Ortega goes backdoor, they feed it to her, she cuts in, loses the handle, but draws the whistle. So Jamie Ortega will earn the first free position of the semifinal.
And we're going to see a first yellow card issued of Boston College, calling a check to the head. So that's a 2-minute releasable penalty. So sometimes Ortega, I mean, we talked about her shooting percentage, 67%. When the ball's in her stick, I think she should go to goal. We'll see if she opts to pull out, though, to utilize the woman up opportunity.
And it's Phoebe Day who was shown the yellow card. Ortega with 81 goals on the season. She's tied herself for the single-season record in North Carolina history, an opportunity to break that here, but pulls it out. First woman up opportunity for the Tar Heels today. Why are they so effective? They're effective when it's 6-on-6. When it's a woman up, I feel like they're automatic.
Yeah, it is. I mean, usually it's quick ball movement. They're so great at the just passing ability and getting into open space, so they excel.
Ortega passing again. Here's Katie Hogue, ducks inside, draws the double team. Somebody's got to be open.
I like the aggressiveness of this Boston College defense, really just pressuring out.
What a feed, and Katie Hogue slams it in. Ortega's second assist of the day, and she finds the 5th-year senior Katie Hogue to make it 2-1 Tar Heels.
We're seeing the UNC offense mix things up. Usually Hogue is the distributor for them, but Ortega, who's usually the goal scorer, has had the hot stick and tried to find the feeders here. She's going to easily get the pressure, and Hogue, excellent job. So right now BC's obviously a player down, so you have to be covering space as well, but you need to keep your eyes on those cutters in the inside. They're so good at getting those feeds in and the quick finish.
These numbers look fake. Video game numbers for Katie Hogue and Jamie Ortega. 367 points for Hogue, 351 for Ortega. Usually it's Hogue feeding to Ortega. That time it was vice versa.
They work so well together, really understand where one's going to go. And Ortega, she's told us she's coming back next year. So, I mean, her numbers are going to be insane, what she's been able to do at North Carolina. Yesterday in practice, North Carolina really worked on this full field clearing. Moving into great transition offense. They're really tough to stop in the fast break opportunity. It looks like they'll look for more settled opportunities now.
3 straight draw control wins for the top-seeded Tar Heels, and so far they're 2 for 2. Taylor Wareheim trying to give herself some space to shoot. Passes off. There's the cut and a goal. Jamie Ortega makes it 3 straight for the Tar Heels.
The goal for this Tar Heel team was to win a national championship. This team has been driven. They're undefeated, and Jamie Ortega has been leading the charge. She's been hot all season, but really as of late, clutch with the goal scoring. Just great job pulling outside, making the defense have to shift. And there's Katie Hogue with the cutting Jamie Ortega, and that's just their bread and butter. Ortega just knows when to slip into space. Great finishing. I love watching Katie Hogue feed. Her head is always up. She's on a swivel looking for those cutters. Excellent finish.
Gian, you talk about the way that Katie Hogue can feed and how they practiced that yesterday. But Boston College yesterday at practice, walking through some of the switches and some of the picks, when you look at their defense, they've got to communicate a little bit better on the field. They're losing track of the stars for UNC like Hogue and Ortega.
Definitely don't want to take your eyes off of those two players. And get stick on stick. I mean, that's the other thing. Jamie Ortega, she's able to score on every defense that she's played this year, but you want to try to block her somehow and really to get body to body, but stick on stick.
And it's 4 draw control wins in a row for North Carolina. You can feel the momentum here in Towson shifting to the top-seeded Tar Heels. Acacia Walker-Weinstein trying to make it to her 4th straight championship game. What she has done in her 10 years at Boston College to establish this program as one of the powerhouses of the sport has been remarkable. Still waiting on that championship, though. Told us yesterday, we just have to finish it. It was a bright start. They took a 1-0 lead. But North Carolina rolling. They've gotten to the draws and they've cashed in on them, Sheehan.
They're making the possessions count. The really great ball movement. The BC defense is being over-aggressive, which then enables UNC to sometimes get an extra step on them. So really just mark tight on the players, especially the ones cutting in. I mean, here comes a double team.
Foul called.
Looks like a 3 seconds violation, I believe, on Boston College. And that's when that defensive player is in the 8-meter for more than 3 seconds without guarding a player.
So it's Scotty Rose Growney who steps up to the 8-meter arc. 1-on-1 with Rachel Hall.
Looks like an official timeout.
Here's Rose Growney, misses wide. UNC there to back it up, though. Here's Ortega attacking from up top this time, down the left alley. Hogue finds Wareheim. 1-on-1, double team slides in. Watch the shot clock, 10 seconds to shoot. Feed inside, couldn't get the hands free. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Quick restart. Hogue denied from point blank range. First save of the day, and it's a big one for the junior Rachel Hall.
Really great save for Hall there. Some great chances for UNC on that offensive possession, but good stop. And this is where Boston College needs to take advantage if they see an opportunity, but I think a nice long possession to give their defense a break is helpful.
That was the first North Carolina possession that did not result in a goal. Hall with her head on a swivel to make that stop. Charlotte North there to back it up. Gone 6 minutes without a possession after scoring on that opening draw. It was the hometown hero, Caitlin Mossman, grew up here in Towson, Maryland, went to high school just 3 miles from here at Notre Dame Prep. Here's Kara Urbank, the veteran, 5th-year senior, fighting through a double team, draws the foul, and earns herself a free position.
Love the way that Kara Urbank plays. She just wins. You need a ground ball, you need a goal. You're often looking at number 26, Kara Urbank. Good job, and that's going to be called. That check was into that, towards that head area. She gets a center hash mark. Great look here.
This is where you want to be if you're a shooter. Burbank one-on-one with Taylor Marino. Darts in. Marino stops it. Great save from Taylor Marino. And now North Carolina can run in transition, although the passes don't go cleanly. And BC claims the ball back. Great hustle from Courtney Weeks, the junior midfielder.
BC's not going to win the draws. They're going to have to come up with those extra possessions there, really be good on the ride.
Here's Belle Smith, number 5 in maroon, talented freshman who passed Covey Stanwyck on the freshman point record in BC history last week. 59 points in her first year in Chestnut Hill. Here's Smith with it now. Getting into attack mode. Gets the hands free and buries it. The freshman sensation, Belle Smith, pulls a goal back for BC.
Belle Smith from West Hampton Beach has come on strong for the Eagles this year. 45th goal this season. Really excellent dodging up top. She's got a great first step. Watch her, this is a great isolation play also. You see there's no double team coming for UNC. She's forced to a lower angle, but she's got great finishing ability and is able to really pull her stick back to that shoulder area to get some more power.
We were speaking with Charlotte North after Boston College's practice yesterday, Sheehan, and she told us this is the most talented freshman I have ever been around, and they do not act like freshmen on a huge stage, a national semifinal. Early in the game, Belle Smith showing no fear in attack mode right to the rack to score a much-needed goal for Boston College. Charlotte North didn't time the jump exactly right there. The wings battling on for possession.
You can see the heart and hustle there. It is that 50-50 ball when it goes outside the circle. It's going to be awarded to Carolina, and I really thought that Boston College coming into this game was going to have the edge on the draws, but North Carolina's done phenomenal. You see the numbers there, 5 to BC's 1.
Well, Boston College won the opener, so that's 5 draw controls in a row for the Tar Heels. Only a 1-goal lead, though.
So Boston College now relaxing on some of the pressure that we saw early on. So not pressuring out as much, which hopefully that'll enable them to really get on their cutters more.
Mastriani fighting through traffic, didn't get a clean shot though.
And you look at Boston College and the way that they're pressuring, but releasing that pressure, you can hear Jen Kent on the sideline saying, watch the backside, watch for those North Carolina cutters.
Ortega took it herself there. Foul's called against Belle Smith. It'll send Jamie Ortega to another free position. But not a good angle to attack from.
Although Jamie Ortega has an ability to make any angle good. She actually, when she takes these 8 meters, she has a knack for being able to evade all the pressure and get to the inside of center. But I agree, this hanging hash mark, however, just one defender on her left-hand side, she could duck under and try to get a good finish off.
It's the freshman Sydney Scales. Ortega backs up. Crossfield pass to Katie Hogue. Wound up, blazed it wide. Under 30 seconds left on the shot clock for the Tar Heels. Rose Brownie, it's swiped away. The freshman Belle Smith doing it on both ends in this semifinal.
That was a beautiful check and takeaway. And Ortega, she's going to answer right back with an excellent check, and it's going back Tar Heel direction.
A good defense starts with your attack, and Jamie Ortega demonstrates that perfectly. wins possession back for her Tar Heels, nursing a 1-goal lead early in semifinal number 1 here in Towson.
Really nice job by North Carolina switching the field, making the defense have to move. All you want is your defense to just get a step off so you can get a great shot off. That's going to be a push. Any fouls in that 8-meter area, whether it's a dangerous check towards the head, a push into the body, cross check, will result in a free position shot. Jenny Levy likes her team shooting above 50% from the field and from the 8-meter as well.
Here's Rose Growney. She's 0 for 1 on an 8-meter opportunity earlier this first half. This time she cashes in. The senior Scotty Rose Growney beats Rachel Hall, and it's 4-2 Tar Heels.
Scotty Rose Growney has just been another one of the supporting cast for UNC that's done such a great job. She gets the foul, is able to deliver from the 8-meter. When you get pushed down to the ground like that, you want to finish on this score. Great quick fake and score. Carolina's got the lead, 4-2.
North Carolina looking to go back to Chapel Hill with a 3rd national championship as we welcome you back to Towson, Maryland. An early 4-2 lead for the top-seeded Tar Heels. Jenny Levy in year number 26, been with the program since its inception. Early in the season, it looked like North Carolina was unbeatable. They were making it look easy. Every game was seemingly a running clock, double-digit win. But the last 3 games, not so much. It really started in that ACC championship game. Only scored 9 goals in the win against Syracuse, and then struggled against James Madison at Stony Brook. And Stony Brook had a 2-goal lead with 8 minutes to go in the quarterfinal. We spoke with Jenny Levy this week, and she said, look, a win is a win. Every game does not need to be running clock, especially in May.
I love that. She said there's kind of an unfair expectation that we need to have running clock every first half and then we need to win by 15. But North Carolina started the season extremely strong. I think other teams took a while to get in. Every team had to deal with unique, just what they were able to do. Each university had a different policy for COVID. Some weren't able to practice in large groups. You had to do partner passing, smaller group opportunities. But North Carolina started out strong, but the other teams have really been able to adjust and get in the groove, and they've improved.
When you turn on the tape of that quarterfinal against Stony Brook, Sheehan, is there anything Boston College could learn from? Because the Seawolves, they could have won that game, and up until that point, North Carolina looked nearly unbeatable. They're perfect 20-0. So if you're Boston College looking at that Stony Brook game, what kind of things you want to take in to this matchup?
Well, I thought Stony Brook played an excellent game, and they did a really great job. We're going to see a foul, and I think that hard whistle means a yellow card. So this is going to be the 2nd yellow card for Boston College on Kara Urbank, who's a player that they need on this field. Watch the extension of the arms and then push back. She will be sidelined for up to 2 minutes. A team's 4th yellow card in each subsequent one, it becomes unreleasable. So Boston College needs to watch this.
When you talk about Boston College coming out of the halftime huddle, the timeout huddle, Coach Acacia Walker-Weinstein said, just do the little things really well. If you don't get the draw, get the next possession. Inch by inch will make the difference in this game.
You know, the Boston College head coach won't be happy that her team has committed a 2nd yellow card early in this game as the rain starts to pour down here in Towson. It was in the forecast, and now it starts. Came in a hurry, and it's really starting to pour. North Carolina cashed in on the earlier woman-up opportunity. 1 for 1 on the day. 19 woman-up goals on the season. Melissa Scanoni, dangerous lefty, number 50 in white, into the game for the first time today.
And she's been great. Normally she gets inserted in the game. She's able, a left-handed player, come up with a big goal. brings a spark of energy. They're using Caitlin Wurzberger a lot behind the cage, which the Tar Heels have done this season, but just a different option, bringing Katie Hogue more up top instead of her traditional feeding role behind. Great save.
Risky pass, tried to thread the needle, and Rachel Hall didn't allow it. The Boston College will be in no hurry here. So 50 seconds left on the penalty, 80 seconds on the shot clock. You just want to keep possession. And then you'll still have about 30 seconds to work once you get back to even strength.
And so this, in terms of the clock management right now, I think it makes sense to pass around and kill this penalty. Although sometimes, even when teams are a player up, they get a little over-aggressive defensively. And you can find opportunities to score. But it looks like Boston College will wait till they become even strength. And Jay, just to circle back to your Stony Brook comment, who really challenged North Carolina in their last game, a lot of the mistakes, though, were on North Carolina's side. They had a hard time shooting and connecting in cage. So I think Boston College, they need to just come up with ways to disrupt their offense. The save by Hall on the other end is a perfect example of that. Just get better chances and really just force Carolina into missing, which is so hard to do.
About midway through this first half, possession has been lopsided. North Carolina's dominated the draw. They've turned it into a 2-goal lead. Back to even strength. Here's Belle Smith, 15 seconds on the shot clock. Smith, bouncer, couldn't sneak it past Marino. Great job to track that ball down. Katie Woodruff showing off the speed, and here comes Emma Trenchard in transition. Carolina so dangerous in transition. The extra pass. Hogue decides to settle it down. Usually you'll see her go to goal there. A patient approach here from North Carolina.
I thought that was going to work into a goal. I think it was just a second too late on that final pass. But Hogue, a very smart decision. If you don't have it, just work the possession. I like how Boston College has changed things up. So you heard that contact of stick to sticks. When Ortega catches that ball inside, she's one of the best at getting those possessions. You got to match up, and that was great contact there to force the miss.
Who was closest to the ball? They say Boston College. Melanie Welch. Terrific job for BC. An Eagles team that's been starved for possession. Opportunities to score in this first half. Much needed possession there.
And to Dana's point, the little things, that's exactly what you want to do. A hustle play like that defensively, get the ball back. Now, Charlotte North has not been involved in these offensive sets, and I like that other people are getting the balls in their stick, but it's great for Charlotte North. You want to give her some touches and see what she can do. She's dangerous from behind.
The defender, Welch, started as a walk-on for Acacia Walker-Weinstein. Worked her way into the starting lineup with hustle plays like that in practice, showing up in a national semifinal now. Skip pass to the reverse of the field for BC. Here's Jen Medjid. She buries it. Jen Medjid got it to her left hand and pulls a goal back for Boston College. Good defense from North Carolina, but Jen Medjid delivers.
Jen Medjid, just the junior, has been such a great leader for Boston College. A lot of the focus goes to Charlotte North, but Medjid, excellent. Look at her footwork here. Love the isolation play. This is also what Boston College was working in their practice yesterday, was getting their defenders just to make sure that they weren't able to get that easy slide. So making sure that you can go to goal in these isolation plays. Beautiful roll dodge. Medjid with the score.
From our angle live, it looked like Medjid didn't really have a good look at goal, and you see on the replay, she perfectly places that in the bottom corner. Really the only place she could have put it. And just like that, Boston College hasn't had a lot of possession in this first half, but they're back within one. Looks like the rain has stopped here in Towson. So is the game.
I need to unset you because you were too far on the other line. Come on over here. In the middle. I want you in the middle. Right here. Hold on. Okay, good job.
Whoa!
Do not move your shaft and step. Either way.
One!
Same thing. Keep it here. Good job. Here. Do not move.
One!
Ready?
What an awesome peek into that center circle conversation. You hear the officials saying, don't move, you got to stay still. They're adjusting the sticks, making sure you don't drop the shaft low. Great peek inside what happened.
And that's Lynn Bowers that you just heard down on the field. Do not envy her job today in the draw control circle between Ali Mastriani and Charlotte North. Boston College comes up with possession, an opportunity to tie this game at 4.
I don't know if you could see that from up there, Jay and Sheehan, but Kara Urbank had the ball on her stick, kept it, fell on the field, and was able to possess for Boston College. Possession is going to be huge in this play here.
Here's Charlotte North, been quiet so far in this first half. Fires it on Cage, and Marino read it the whole way.
Every time the ball's in Charlotte North stick, UNC is ready for a quick double team.
You want to talk about practicing what you'll see in a game. Well, yesterday we were at practice, Sheehan, and assistant coach Marie McCool, who was on that 2016 national championship for the Tar Heels, she was in a number 8 penny, and she was doing that exact play, curling around the cage, firing at Marino, and practice made perfect there for North Carolina. And not many players, or assistant coaches, I should say, would be able to copy Charlotte North, but Marie McCool looked just like her.
She looked amazing, and she was scoring pretty much at will. Really, when we were looking at her, not only did she have the 8 jersey on, but you could totally tell what she was trying to do and studied the footwork, studied how she moves with her stick.
Knocked away, and Belle Smith comes up with the ground ball. She's been everywhere today for Boston College. Low pass there. Fighting for possession. North comes up with it, beats the double team, and scores! Charlotte North, a human highlight reel, ties it at 4.
Absolutely mind-blowing. The plays that Charlotte North is able to make are unbelievable. You see the sprint for the ground ball. The ground ball was impressive enough with the pickup. And you see that that goal breaks a single season program record, Sam Apuzzo. But a broken play, North just excels. Look at just her, just gets her ability to get open, drops the stick, the sidearm riser. She is so tough to be able to stop. We talked about Maria McCool trying to mimic her shooting. Not many people shoot the way she does. Unbelievable release, about knee level, and rips that to the top crossbar, and the celebration is key. 95th goal for the BC school record.
Transferred from Duke to Boston College to play in a game like this. She said, this is why I came to BC, to be in championship weekend. And with that goal, passes her assistant coach, Sam Apuzzo, coming into today. They were tied at 94 goals, the Boston College record for goals in a single season. Now she turns her attention to maybe the national record. That's at 100. Courtney Murphy at Stony Brook did it in 2016. She's just 5 goals away from etching her name in women's lacrosse history. And with goals like that, it's not just the number of goals it's how she does it.
It's unbelievable. I mean, you're down a goal in the semifinal game, and she's able to do that shot. For many people, that would be a show-off shot. Not for Charlotte North. She has just really excelled at just her release point. And you see that the numbers speak for themselves. 95 single-season goals. Shooting at 65% also, so extremely dangerous finisher.
She is beyond impressive, but what I loved most about that goal by Charlotte North is it started on the defensive end. Belle Smith with a great pickup, and a coach, Keisha Walker-Weinstein, says so much of their offense starts on the defensive end and ignites their ability to take a score.
That's a great point, Dana. And Charlotte North kind of epitomizes the new generation of women's lacrosse. You have to be a complete player. And Belle Smith the same way. You know, we see a lot of, well, they're a two-way midfielder. I feel like every position is two ways. If you're an attacker, you got to ride. If you're a defender, you start the attack. you'll see Asa Goldstock in the next semifinal. She's a goalie who likes to get into the attack, so you got to do it all. And certainly Charlotte North does just that.
Carolina's had the edge on draw control, 6 to Boston College, 2. See just a different approach. Mastriani has got her hand at the top of the head and bottom of her shaft. Charlotte North chokes up a little bit from her bottom hand. And that can all just be out leverage, just a different way you want to place that. And this fight for the 50-50 ground ball. Beautiful handle.
Won momentarily by Charlotte North. Back on the ground, and now BC comes away with it with Jen Medjid. The last 9 minutes has belonged to Boston College on a 3-1 scoring run.
Beautiful switch defensively for Boston College. There's that double team on North. You just got to make sure you're that open person. You get into space to receive the ball.
Trenchard moves back on to North now. That's the matchup North Carolina wants defensively. Spoke to Emma yesterday. She said, I want the best of the best. North passing out. Goes low. It's a goal. Jen Medjid fires Boston College in front, 5-4.
The neon yellow fans for Boston College. You can pick them out in the stands. They stand out, and so has Jen Medjid today. Boston College scoring in different ways. So North, she draws all the attention. The focus on her, there's that double team. Medjid, she feels the defender on her back. Watch how she rolls. When she rolls, she's able then to get a little bit extra separation. She gets about a foot more and is able to extend her stick with a beautiful finish. And love seeing the smiles and being here in person to hear the fans.
We talk about lacrosse being a game of runs. The first 10 minutes belong to Jenny Levy at North Carolina. The last 10 minutes, Boston College has shown they're here to play. They think, they believe they can win this national championship. You know, I think a narrative coming into this week as well. The Eagles have been here before, right? They've been to now 4 straight championship weekends, but Acacia Walker-Weinstein has told us all season, most of the personnel that make up this roster, they haven't been here before. It's a lot of freshmen, a lot of transfers like Charlotte North and their goalie, Rachel Hall. There's only 3 players that play regularly that have appeared in previous championship weekends.
But even just being there, it sets a tone for the program. You make it to championship weekend, it sets the standard that when you're part of it, which makes it really almost easier. That's why you see a lot of repeat teams, because they set that culture, and then that's the expectation. So, but you're right, there's a lot of inexperience at this level, but the excitement and the expectation is there, and they want to win. I mean, all the 4 teams, top 4 teams in the nation made it, and they are all looking for that national championship.
North Carolina trailing for the first time since it was 1-0. This is usually where Jamie Ortega, 3 in white, delivers. Has the ball now. Passes out of the double team. Here's Kerrigan Miller. A burst of speed. Cuts in. What a save! Rachel Hall! What a denial! As Kerrigan Miller was inches away from tying it at 5.
That was a beautiful split dodge move by Miller, and an even better save for Hall.
Cassidy Weeks in transition. All the momentum in maroon and gold right now. Take another look at this save, Sheehan.
Watch this. Great job, Miller, getting to the inside. Excellent stop for Hall.
Now, BC's head coach, Acacia Walker-Weinstein, told us Rachel Hall had her best week of practice of the season. With saves like that, you're starting to believe her.
See this double team coming early. When North gets the ball, they're saying the double team, they're leaving the furthest player away from the ball open. And it's just hard for Boston College to get a look at that. And if you make that cross-field pass, it's a good chance that it'll get intercepted. So excellent defensive plan.
Jen Medjid, she's been terrific in this first half. 3 goals for Jen Medjid, and Boston College a 6-4 lead.
Boston College making it clear if you're going to focus on Charlotte North, there's other players that can step up and score. Jen Medjid being one of these. Love the shift to the field. Look at the isolation. She's all alone. Gets it with the left-hand rip. And Boston College is on a charge. They've got the lead, 6-4.
Exciting year for Jenny Levy, an ACC championship, a 20-0 season so far. And on Wednesday, it was announced she'll be inducted into the National Lacrosse Hall of Fame, and a huge honor. One of 8 inductees of the 2021 class, and about 6 feet away from me, she and Stanwyck Birch, also part of the 2021 National Hall of Fame inductee. Look at that throwback photo. Hall of Fame player, Hall of Fame person. Sheehan, congratulations.
You told me you weren't going to do that, but you can see how there's no goggles here. One of the few players that wears gloves. I still don't understand why the players don't wear them now. Protects those hands from those checks, but awesome honors. I really appreciate all the texts and calls. It's been great. And Jenny Levy, it was fun talking with her yesterday. She was an amazing player at Virginia. She grew up not too far away from here, and as a coach, her record speaks for itself. Just so many of her former players appreciate what she's done. She's been the only head coach at Carolina. Just an awesome resume.
And we're not going to let you get away with it that easy. You and Jenny Levy are amazing. What you've done for the women's game and your ability to help grow it, move it forward, well deserved.
Thank you, Dana. It's fun to be a part of it. We're in this game for a reason. We all love it. It's a great sport, and it's awesome to see some of the changes and how fast and fun it's been. And hope all the viewers out there are enjoying this awesome matchup, because the first semifinal has proven to be the close game that we thought it would be.
Boston College on a 4-0 run. They've made their last 3 shots. A 6-4 lead against the undefeated, top-seeded Tar Heels. They have not trailed many times this season.
You know, I think that's good also, that Stony Brook game that they just came off the win of in the quarterfinals. They did go down that game, and they proved they could battle back. So they've been so dominant in a lot of their wins, but they can draw on that experience. They have been down. They've come back. Stony Brook was in a position to win that game. They were able to string together a couple plays, a great cause turnover by Kayla Wood, some great saves, and then just excellent finishes. I thought Jamie Ortega really excelled. Look for the Tar Heels to look to her. I think when they need a goal, she's been the one that they look to. I mean, she's a leading goal scorer for good reason, but she knows when the game is on the line how to get those scores in.
And Jenny Levy told us she loved the way her team responded with their backs against the wall. Down 2 here. Great defense on Ortega. Didn't give her an inch. Swooping in and scoring, Kerrigan Miller. She was denied earlier this first half, but that time put some speed on it, and the USC transfer has her first goal of the semifinal.
For the UNC offense, no one stands and watch, which is what makes them really dangerous. So you saw Ortega up there. We thought she was going to be the one to go to the score. Excellent defense from Boston College, but Miller's not just standing there looking. She's able to take that ball on the run, and then great job. She's got great change of direction and speed. Once again, able to cut from the low-angle shot into the inside, keeps her stick protected, doesn't even switch hands there, but is able to get her hands free enough to come up with a big-time goal for UNC.
This game has delivered so far. You know, we missed it a year ago, right? Championship weekend, Memorial Day weekend came. We're all sitting on our couches thinking we should be watching lacrosse. But boy, this has been worth the wait. Both teams in this first semifinal just going back and forth. Terrific action nonstop. Here's Mastriani. Had a step, but puts on the brakes, retreats, and slows down this Tar Heels offense.
Five different goal scorers for Carolina.
Double team comes on Ortega, passes out of it. Give and go, but lost the ball, bounced around, and Rachel Hall claims it for Boston College. Taylor Wareheim just lost control of it at the vital moment. Break clear from the freshman Sydney Scales, works through a double team.
Excellent composure.
Boston College starting 2 freshman defenders, Hunter Roman and Sydney Scales. The growth, Rachel Hall said, that she's seen from those 2 in front of her. They are playing like upperclassmen, unafraid to go against the best offense in the country in North Carolina.
She was even saying when they watched the previous game of their game against UNC, she's like, we didn't even know the freshmen then.
It was early March. They didn't have much of a preseason, only their 4th game playing together. Allowed 21 goals in that game, and Rachel Hall said, we just looked like a completely different team. Sure, it was a 12-goal loss, but they had the belief that they could battle with North Carolina. They've proven it through 25 minutes here in Towson. Magid already with a hat trick. 3 of BC's 6 goals.
See how Boston College clears out, trying to get that dodge from up top first, from the elbow. If it doesn't happen, watch it. North
had a step on Trenchard, but a great back check from Emma Trenchard, showing why she's an all-ACC defender. And now Emily Null's off and running. Great pass. Rachel Hall the save. This is end-to-end stuff right now. What a save from the junior.
The goal scorers get so much love in this game, but when the defenses and goalies step up, it makes it so much fun end-to-end action. Beautiful clear.
Miscommunication there. Ground ball over on the North Carolina sideline. Somehow scooped up for Boston College. I know it didn't result in a goal, Sheehan, but if you're a young player of the game looking to learn how to play defense, Emma Trenchard gets beat originally on that play, but still fights and makes the play for North Carolina. We've watched her all season long. She is so talented.
She is amazing. Great footwork. UNC plays a player-to-player offense. Very rarely, generally we couldn't remember a time that they face guarded a player, but just great communication. Phil Barnes is an awesome job.
3 seconds.
See, 3 seconds.
3
nice
seconds.
Call from the officials. We've been asking for them so that we could hear what's going on in the field. We get to hear straight from the microphone.
That is a game changer.
Love it.
Usually I'm looking at you like, what do we got here? And we thank the officials for doing that. That helps the fans out watching. It certainly helps us out. Courtney Weeks buries it. Courtney Weeks cashes in on the 8-meter opportunity, and BC back up by 2.
It's been said before, to make it a championship weekend, it's got to be a complete team effort. North Carolina has 5 goal scorers with that Courtney Weeks goal. Now BC has 5 different goal scorers. She moves ever so slightly to her left-hand side. That gives her right hand more room to be able to not be checked by her defender. And a great finish there. Marino's just up a little high in that goal circle area. That bounce shot was able to beat her.
And you can see them making the adjustment on the offensive end. They're sharing the ball really well. North Carolina sending that early double, but what they're doing is not passing out of it and running out of it and finding and exposing Carolina down the middle of the 8-meter.
That was a famous saying, Dana, my dad used to have. It was root, don't poot, and it was run out of trouble, don't pass out of trouble. So you want to make sure when you pass when you're in trouble, that's oftentimes when the defense senses that you're in danger, and they get to stick up and come up with the interception. It sounded very weird, though, when you heard that.
Yeah, I was trying to figure that out before you explained it.
It was weird, but it was true.
I'm surprised we've never had Dad in the broadcast booth. I feel like he would add so much to, you know, growing up, having coached, what, 8 of you guys that played Division I lacrosse?
I don't know if we could have an open mic with him.
North Carolina wins possession. 3 minutes and 15 seconds left in what has been an electrifying first half. It's semifinal number 1 here in Towson, Maryland. Northwestern Syracuse to follow 30 minutes after this game finishes.
See up there, number 3 in white, Jamie Ortega being closely guarded.
This is Kerrigan Miller attacking down the right alley. Curling around the cage, trying to muscle her hands free. Great defense from Boston College. Here's Mastriani, goes low, and Rachel Hall there to meet her.
So much of that save was successful because Boston College is taking care of business 1v1. Jen Kemp, the defensive coordinator, says, do your job really well 1v1 defensively, trust your teammates, and good things will happen.
Great footwork there, Kara Urbank. Everything but the finish. BC there to back it up, though. What a save, Marino! Matching Rachel Hall. The goalie's starting to stand on their head at the end of this first half.
Beautiful save. We talked to Marino yesterday. She said only equipment, only padding she wears is a chest protector, and she actually likes getting hit. Like, you know, the game doesn't really start until you get that first hit. She makes a body save and falls it out to maintain possession. Look at the save here, Charlotte North, and this great, excellent movement. You see that large step that Marino is able to take, really try to cover most of that goal.
A minute left in this first half. North Carolina trailing by 2 after they started this game on a 4-1 lead. It's been all BC for the last 15 minutes. Another terrific save. Rachel Hall has been enormous in this first half. And BC wins the 50-50 ball.
As they're going to call it, check towards the body, which will be a foul on North Carolina, so BC will have possession. Rachel Hall in cage for Boston College has really been reading the North Carolina shooters well. She's making it look like her stick side is open, so UNC needs to adjust to that. Freeze her and then shoot non-stick side, because Hall is really reading those cross-post shots very well today.
Plenty of room for Cassidy Weeks. She takes it and scores! With 12.5 seconds left of the half, BC has their largest lead of the day. It's 8-5 Eagles.
Cassidy Weeks gets the job done on the offensive end, but this starts from the defensive end. Complete team effort. Great communication, and then Hall with the awesome split save, and then just the control there from the defense to get it back into the crease. And Weeks comes streaking in from the center. The UNC defenders know she's coming. They're not able to collapse and get that stick on stick. Big finish for number 12, Cassidy Weeks.
Coming into this game on paper, based off what we've seen over the last 12 weeks, everybody would tell you North Carolina had the edge in goal. Taylor Marino, this season, probably the best goalie of the country. The stats tell you she is. But Rachel Hall has stood on her head in this first half, and BC's cashed in on the other end.
And Coach Acacia Walker-Weinstein's been telling us all season long that Rachel Hall, she hadn't been playing her best lacrosse yet. She knew she could take it to that next level. She told us this week that she had. She had her best practice this week. She's come in. Her save percentage on the season is 39%. You want your goalie at about 50%. She has been delivering today and really stealing away some Carolina goals.
Well, North Carolina had this game at 4-1 Tar Heels, but then Boston College surged in the late stages of that first half. Jen Medjed a hat trick. Charlotte North adding another highlight to her reel. And the Eagles control a 3-goal lead at the half, Sheehan.
It's been unbelievable. I mean, a complete team effort. Now, this UNC team, they've been down this season. They've battled back. They started out strong with 4 goals in the first 12 minutes. But BC's really come on strong.
Let's go down to Dana Boyle with the BC head coach.
Acacia, congratulations. First half in the books. Rachel Hall, she picked a really big game to come out strong. What's impressed you most about the defense?
You know, I think everybody's just doing their job. We need every inch we can get. We need all the saves Rachel can make. And then I think, you know, our play on Jamie with Sydney Scales has been awesome. And then everybody's doing their job, ready for the balls on the ground, defending the backside. You know, it's like I said, it takes all 8 people, all 40 of us to stop this offense.
Well, flip the script and we'll talk about the offense. What's impressing you the most? Charlotte knows she's getting covered, guarded heavily, but your young underclassmen, they're stepping up.
Yeah, I mean, this has been the game the whole year. I mean, it's not just Charlotte. Charlotte's doing her job. She's going hard to goal, and everybody else is ready for the game plan. And we're just trying to go really hard, and we got to shoot really well on Taylor. We got to get to the middle and shoot on her from there.
Thank you so much. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Acacia Walker-Weinstein is 30 minutes away from what would be her 4th straight trip to a championship game. What a first half. 8-5 lead for BC at the break. Now the top-seeded Tar Heels facing their largest second-half deficit of the year, 20-0, but right now a championship weekend, trailing BC by 3. Let's head down to Dana Boyle.
Jay and she and I had a chance to speak with Jenny Levy coming out of the half, and she really stressed the need for her team to play together. She feels like they're playing a little bit individualistic right now on the offensive end, and defensively they got to connect on their slides and really piece together a complete second half.
Mastriani and North back into the draw control circle. She and I asked Jenny Levy on the call, and I was a little afraid of what she was going to say, but I said, are you peaking at the right time, or did you peak too early? And she said, no, I believe my team continues to get better each and every week. Just because the margin of victory goes down doesn't mean we're a lesser team. All that matters is that you find a way to win, and North Carolina's going to have to dig deep to find a way to win at this semifinal, trailing by 3. We'll redo the draw between Mastriani and North. This has been a great battle in the circle all afternoon.
UNC has had the edge. We'll see if BC is able to make any adjustments, but that's a redraw. The ball has to go above the shoulders of the players. And if they think both players are at fault, then they will do a redraw. There's been a lot of talk in the women's game about how to just make the game a little bit shorter. Some people are in favor of removing the draw. But if you got a good draw taker, those coaches want the draw to stay.
Kara Urbank got a step on Kayla Wood, scoops up the ground ball, and BC can go to work. If you're the Eagles, how do you protect this 3-goal lead and advance to the championship?
Well, one, you realize that North Carolina is going to make a run. That I think that North Carolina is going to come out inspired, so you just need to be ready for that. But it's just good, smart offensive possessions. Lots of different people scoring. They've done a great job moving the ball.
This is Jen Medjid. She has 3 of BC's 8. Double team comes in on Medjid. Swings it to Charlotte North. One-on-one with Trenchard. Turns to her left hand. Now back to her right. Double team comes in. Passes out of it.
That's a win. When you're playing defense in Charlotte North and she opts not to go to goal and passes out of it, you feel like you just did a great thing. You do not want her shooting on cage.
Here's Belle Smith, the talented freshman. Already a goal to her name today. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Kara Urbank to Caitlin Mossman. Great passing here. Weeks can't come up with it. Battle for the ground ball. Only 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Marino scoops it up. Well out of her cage here to start the transition. An errant pass. But Scotty Rose Brownie there to pick up the ground ball.
Beautiful defensive sequence for UNC. Number 45, Sydney Scales from Boston College, who Acacia Walker-Weinstein gave a shout-out to. Playing great defense. She was putting high pressure on number 3, Jamie Ortega. She's since released a little bit.
Five different goal scorers for the Tar Heels. Jamie Ortega, only one goal to her name. Poked from behind. She lost the handle. Sydney Scales again. The freshman putting on a defensive clinic against one of the best attackers of the country.
You never see that. I mean, that is a complete great defensive team effort coming up with a check. Jamie Ortega really does an excellent job of maintaining possession. But when you're having 3 defenders get on you, they're going to get a check. So UNC's got to have better spacement and movement to let Jamie get good penetration to cage.
Seconds left on the shot clock. Here's Charlotte North. Burbank lost the handle, scoops up the ground ball. Not a lot of room on the end line. Foul called. That's against Julia Dorsey. 16 seconds on the restart here for BC. A 3-goal lead in the national semifinal. Mossman again! The Towson local product played high school lacrosse 3 miles from here at Notre Dame Prep. Notches her second goal of the afternoon, and BC is up 4.
Shout out to Notre Dame Prep, my high school. But then this was just an excellent job by Burbank and a complete defense miscommunication. So it starts down here, Ortega. You don't see this happen often. There's 1, 2, 3 defenders on Ortega, come up with a check. Great job by Scales, and then just an excellent job. Their focus is on Burbank there, and the UNC defensive player just doesn't see Mossman curling around the crease. She's wide open to get that shot off.
Do they really pronounce it Notre Dame?
Well, I wasn't going to correct you like that, but they do. Yes, that was my nice way. I was just saying.
So
it's different than
totally different from the college.
Yes, doesn't sound fancy.
You learn something new every day.
Fancy,
yeah, Notre Dame. I'm like, she wouldn't be pronouncing her own school incorrectly, right?
Or NDP, you can go.
Well, you can speak to this though, because a lot of these championship weekends are in the larger Baltimore area, right? You played, I believe, a championship weekend around where you grew up. How cool is that for Caitlin Mossman, right down the road from where mom and dad live, and you're in a championship weekend?
It's awesome.
The entire Boston College sideline in unison when Mossman scored yelled, "She's home." Her home is Towson, Maryland. What a great score on her home turf.
She had the first goal of the game and now gives Boston College a 4-goal lead with her second of the day. This is the first time in 21 games that we've really seen North Carolina press back on the back foot. Their largest deficit of the season, and it comes in the national semifinal. This Tar Heels team beat BC in the regular season 21-9, and the Eagles have flipped the script. They're looking for more. Great defense, though. You know North Carolina's not going to go down easy. What a takeaway from Emily Knowles. BC comes in with a hard foul here. Don't see a yellow card yet. And I don't think one's coming out. It'll just be North Carolina possession.
Great pursuit and pressure for Emily Knowles, the UNC defense, realizing they've got to do their job. Their offense has been so strong all season long, but they need to get them some extra possessions and come up with some stops. 4 goals is nothing for this Tar Heel offense. They string together so many possessions. They just need some better spacing, and they've given this BC team a lot of confidence.
North Carolina just what they needed. Tar Heels facing their largest deficit of the season. Had not scored since the 11:41 mark in the first half, and Caitlin Wurzberger, the freshman, delivers.
She is just so slippery. When she's around that goal circle area, she slides into space. Excellent job just catching under pressure. Great feed down low. And Wurzberger with another great finish. Look at these numbers here, just off the bench this season. Wurzberger gets a ton of play time, 33 goals, 16 assists, really worked her way into this offense, has been so established. Scanoni, we mentioned too, just adds a burst of energy. So many players on this North Carolina roster could be starting at any team across the nation. They've got excellent depth.
Great job on the draw control circle. Allie Mastriani wins it to herself. North Carolina can score in a hurry. You said it, Sheen. What is a 4-goal deficit? That can vanish in a couple of minutes with this talented Tar Heels offense.
Here's the spacing I was talking about. So giving Jamie Ortega some room. The double team's there. Good pass and move. The fine line between really just going to go hard, but you don't want to force it too much. So pass when the pressure comes, but make it easy. Make it an easy dodge.
Here's Nicole Humphrey down the left alley. Didn't get her hands free. The sophomore still with it. Passes deflected. Belle Smith all over Humphrey. And BC wins possession. That heart and that hustle on display from the BC defense all afternoon.
Belle Smith has been playing inspired. I mean, her defensive plays have been almost more impressive than some of her offensive plays. She's true midfielder, but really excellent job coming up with possession.
I know we've said it a couple of times in this broadcast, but it bears repeating. Belle Smith, just a freshman in a year that's been dominated by the veterans, the fifth years that have returned, the juniors, the seniors. Here we are on championship weekend, and Belle Smith, in her first true freshman season with BC, has been terrific on both ends of the field. Now here's Smith on the offensive end. Miscommunication with North. Feeds it back to the senior. Goes lefty, bounces over Marino's cage. BC there to back it up. Charlotte North in attack mode. Goes low, beats Marino. Charlotte North delivers again, and it's 10-6 BC.
'96 goal this season in the race to 100. But once again, the BC defense coming up with the cause turnovers. They haven't been able to have as much success on the draw. Number 5, Belle Smith, relentless pursuit. She's staying on. She's not getting beat. Sticked up in the passing lane. And they come up with the ground ball, gets it downfield. North, she's all alone out here. This is what she wants. She's able to, her speed. She gets that first step. All she needs is a few inches, and she gets her defender on her backside, drops her stick low, and the beautiful finish for the second goal of the game for Charlotte North.
And no rest for number 8 in Marine in gold. Straight back to the draw control circle. BC wins the draw again. You can hear it from the fans here at Towson, the BC bench. They feel the momentum in this national semifinal. A 4-goal lead against the top-seeded Tar Heels. They were dominated at the draw in that first half, but they are winning the possession game in this second half. A good way to protect this 4-goal lead. Here's North. As the Tar Heels hung up at X, Trenchard out to meet her. Measured inches wide. Mossman there to back it up.
This is interesting with BC's doing on those shots. Whoever gets there closest gets possession, but they're often letting Charlotte North, even though she's not the player getting it, run to the ball, so then the ball's in her stick. An easy way for her to get possession.
Trying to dump it inside to Mossman. North Carolina can capitalize here. The right idea from North. Mossman just couldn't get on the end of it. Mastriani clears it well. What does UNC need to do differently offensively? 6 goals against this BC defense. They just have not looked like themselves today.
Well, they've been putting pressure on Katie Hogue, so a lot of times she'll originate from behind the cage. They still have her up top right now, but just go back to their bread and butter, and that's with a lot of plays starting from behind the cage, Jamie Ortega inside. If they want her to isolate from up top, they need to give her more room. Cut through, create space, go to goal hard, try to draw some 8 meters. They're very effective from the 8 meter. They need better looks on cage. I mean, credit to Rachel Hall and the BC defense, but they have to shoot better in this remaining 20 minutes.
Here's Kerrigan Miller in trouble, runs out of it. 30 seconds left on the shot clock. Here's Katie Hogue, and a shooting space violation gives Katie Hogue an 8-meter opportunity.
That's good quick ball movement to try to draw that shooting space foul. Hogue on that hanging hash mark.
North Carolina 1 for 2 on free positions today. Hogue elects not to go to goal. A lot of contact, nothing called. They're going to say it's North Carolina ball. I thought BC got there first. The quick restart, almost a goal. How did Rachel Hall keep it out? What a sequence.
I agree with you. I thought that was going to be BC ball, and that is a game-changing moment right now with that save. Huge stop for Rachel Hall. She is seeing it and playing her best lacrosse of the season right now. What more can you ask against your goalie against this Tar Heel offense?
Don't know if that was the Piper Hall, but no matter what it was, for that ball not to go into the back of the net, remarkable. And now BC can go up by 5. This is a yellow card.
Yellow card check to the head, so a great opportunity. You can see everyone congratulating Belle Smith getting the foul. Katie Woodruff for UNC will be sidelined for up to 2 minutes. And I'd imagine right now, Boston College, they've got North Carolina, they need possession back. So I'd imagine they take their time on this possession, really work the clock.
It's that fine line, right, of you don't want to be too passive, but you also want to protect your lead and not give the ball back to North Carolina. Woman up for 2 minutes for the first time today. Boston College protecting that 4-goal lead with 19 minutes and change to go in the national semifinal. Marino comfortable there. Stood tall the whole way. Still 1 minute and 20 seconds left on the woman up opportunity.
Look at the speed.
Yeah, Trenchard weaving her way through traffic. Beats 4 BC players in the midfield. Still running Trenchard. If you're North Carolina, Sheen, why wouldn't you just go to goal?
I think that was a very smart move right there for North Carolina. Trenchard, she's an awesome defender, not known for her goal scoring. Not that she can't, but it only looks good if a defender scores. If you miss on that one, then you're getting reamed out, because right now you want go to your goal scorers to set up that possession.
The only reason I say it's not a situation where you're going to get it back to even strength, right? 40 seconds on the woman up clock, 40 seconds left on the shot clock. So at some point you're going to have to go to goal, a woman down.
Well, they've had success with Caitlin Wurzberger around the crease, finding her open.
Here's Ortega. Attacking a player down. Ortega fighting through a double team. Great pass. Here's Kerrigan. Miller just missed it wide. Great look for the USC transfer. Those are the ones you have to make if you're North Carolina. Offensive foul is the call. And now both teams back to full strength.
You get those charge calls as a defense, another huge win.
Belle Smith, who's been great all day, met her match there. Julia Dorsey with it in transition, doubles up for North Carolina on their women's soccer team as well. Number 4 in white finds Kayla Wood, who clears it comfortably to Caroline Wakefield. It's a good possession defensively for North Carolina. They're going to need a few more of those in this second half, trailing by 4. And even though we saw North Carolina a week ago come from 2 goals down against Stony Brook with 8 minutes to go, we have not seen this Tar Heels team in the second half trail by 4 goals all season long. But they are the #1 team for a reason. 27 straight wins. A program record. Their last loss in this game to this team in 2019.
This is the ball movement right there for UNC is the best it's been all game long, except for those opening minutes. They need to keep it moving. BC sending the double team early. You got to make the defense have to shift, either try to draw the foul like that or eventually find an opening. But the UNC attackers are not having success attacking, driving to cage because the double team's coming too quickly.
This is Taylor Wareheim. Charges in, using the shoulder pad, Rachel Hall. Her career day continues in cage, and here comes BC in transition. Eagles like to run and gun. A lot of contact there. What's the call? They go against the defense, so this will be a free position for Jen Medjid in Boston College.
Tough collision here. Excellent transition passing.
Medjid already 3 goals to her name today. Goes low and scores! Jen Medjid cashes in on the free position, her 4th of the day. And the 4 seed Boston College has a 5-goal lead on the top seeded Tar Heels.
Unbelievable job. Once again, the defense starts this. Medjid with an 8-meter rip. Beautiful score, and BC's on top 11-6 against the #1 Tar Heels.
NCAA lacrosse coverage continues tomorrow for the men's semifinal in Connecticut. The action begins 12 Eastern Time over on ESPN2. And for all your information on the 2021 men's and women's lacrosse championships, visit NCAA.com, your home for all 90 championships. She and Stanwick Birch, Jay Alter with you in the booth. Dana Boyle down on the sideline. Semifinal #2 coming up right here on ESPNU. Northwestern taking on Syracuse, but in this first semifinal, Sheehan, North Carolina coming in on a program record 27-game win streak. Jenny Levy's team has not looked like that #1 team we've seen all season. Boston College leading by 5, 11-6 midway through the second half.
I mean, it's been amazing. And if you told me that Charlotte North was only had 2 goals, I'd say, well, then BC's not going to be winning. But Boston College has shown the depth. Jen Medjid right there, number 35, has come up huge. 4 goals on just 5 shots.
Boston College, like you mentioned, Sheehan, doing a great job of exposing the Carolina defense. I was in the huddle with Phil Barnes, who runs the defense for Carolina, and he said, just buckle down. Don't start chasing things that aren't there and play UNC defense, what we've done all year so well.
Great point, Dana. And I think oftentimes defensively, you want to come up with a turnover, so you get a little over-aggressive, and that can expose some areas. Huge play.
Elizabeth Hillman on the wing there for North Carolina wins possession.
Hillman doing a great job. She came up with the check on the defensive end that sparked the last offensive possession for the Tar Heels. They're winning the draw, so they're getting the possession. They're getting the looks on Cage. They're just not converting at the clip that they're used to. 5 goals on 23 shots. So the good news is they had the opportunities. They just got to find a better way to score. Get past Hall, who's been saving about 54%, well above her season average of 39%. So Rachel Hall has been really strong in Cage for Boston College.
If there's 2 players in the Tar Heels history that can pull them out of trouble, it's Katie Hogue and Jamie Ortega. Miscommunication there, though, from Ortega. And a turnover, 15. As well as a yellow card that came out. So Boston College back to a woman-up advantage as Taylor Wareheim, I believe, was carded. No, Scotty Rose Growney, who will serve the 2-minute penalty. This is exactly what you want of your Boston College, a 5-goal lead and North Carolina a woman down.
It is. This is the second card for Carolina. Now, Boston College, in their last woman-up opportunity, they opted to shoot. I think there was about a little over a minute left on the possession clock. I think that they should hold possession, really extend this. You still have the shot clock in effect.
Who could have seen this coming? When they met in the regular season, Boston College lost 21-9, and we've spoken all week with Acacia Walker-Weinstein, head coach of BC. The players knew that they had closed that 12-goal gap, but now leading by 5. They have turned this matchup on its head. Here's Charlotte North looking for more goals. Lefty Marino there to make the save. Tar Heels usually so good in transition, one of the best teams in the country. No transition goals so far today.
We'll see where they'll set them up. And you can hear the fans not happy with that. I too hate some of those fouls when you're going down on a fast break.
Okay, can we step away from the players?
Sheehan, from the BC perspective, are you fine with Charlotte North taking that shot, or do you want to see her kill another minute of clock?
I would like that to go down a little bit more. I mean, if you score, then it's all great, but I think that right now you want to make this Carolina team frustrated. So the longer you hold possession and then work for a good opportunity, the better you have it. I think they should look to start extending some of their possessions. The beauty for this game, because we've seen a lot of semifinal games go to the leading team hold the ball. With the shot clock, though, has been an amazing addition to the game over the last few years. And you can hear from the sideline wanting a card, and I don't disagree. As I was saying, I don't love those fouls, especially on a fast break. That stops the scoring play. Officials don't award a card there. We'll get a fresh shot clock.
Now North Carolina can elect to just run this woman down clock to 0. They still have about 20 seconds left on the shot clock at even strength to make something happen. Jamie Ortega assisted the first 2 goals of the game, added a goal herself. But since that North Carolina 3rd goal, number 3 in white, the Tewaaraton nominee, has been really quiet.
Credit to the BC defense. She's gotten her touches, but just the slides have been there, the communication. We've seen some great turnovers from Boston College. BC 7 calls turnovers of the day. UNC just with 4.
And you talk about Jamie Ortega. Number 4-5 for Boston College, Sydney Scales, is doing an excellent job at pressuring. Jamie Ortega came over to the sidelines and talked to Jenny Levy and said, "I'm getting smothers. It's hard for me to get open."
Scales, just a freshman, matched up against the senior Ortega. 7 seconds to shoot. Carolina has to hurry. Great pass and a perfect finish. The freshman Caitlin Wurzberger delivers again for North Carolina. That's a hat trick for Wurzberger. Tar Heels back within 4. Plenty of time left in this semifinal.
Wurzburger only 2 goals of this half. I'm telling you, when she's around that goal circle area, she just gets into space. Great catch, great release, excellent look here. Beautiful job, just making a defense shift. And Wurzburger, she gets her defender on her side and then does a beautiful job shooting back. She moves to the right-hand side. She shoots back to the left. Excellent shot and finish for the freshman.
And you're absolutely right. When Jamie Ortega is getting guarded so heavily, players like Caitlin Wurzburger have to step up. I remember when we spoke to Jenny Levy earlier in the year and we asked her, how is Caitlin Wurzburger going to fit into such a veteran attack? Well, that's exactly how you do it.
She's learned from the best all season long and chipped in goals when they need it, but she's really shining right now. That's a lot of the kind of the offense we usually see, more of Ortega's role cutting through the 8-meter right there, but they need more players to step up right now. Starts with this big draw control.
Don't move.
Hey! Ready?
Big win for North Carolina, and Elizabeth Hillman again. Back-to-back draw controls for the redshirt sophomore. Foul call that'll stay with the Tar Heels here. 12 minutes left in this second half. Boston College 12 minutes away from what would be their 4th straight trip to the championship game. They've never won it, though. How about that stat up on our screen right now? Wurzburger 3 for 3 shooting. The rest of this talented Tar Heels offense just 4 of 21.
And they've gone against some of the best defenses. Carolina, you know, one of the best shooting teams. I mean, really, when they catch in the inside, it's almost a guaranteed goal. So having an off day, plenty of time to turn things around.
Ortega going against the freshman Sydney Scales. Passes out of that matchup again. Scales getting the better of Ortega this afternoon so far. Here's Mastriana spinning through traffic.
It's just a claw. When the UNC offensive players try to go to cage, BC's able to collapse. You've got to cut through, create more space. We've seen a lot of isolations on the Boston College end. UNC needs to create more space on their end.
Here's Katie Hogue. 10 seconds on the North Carolina shot clock. Mastriani with some high heat. Too high. 5 seconds left. North Carolina quick restart to Hogue. Gets the goal with 1 second left on the shot clock. Katie Hogue beats Rachel Hall, and the Tar Heels are back within 3.
That's UNC looking more like themselves, and the freshman Caitlin Wurzburger gets the assist on that play to Katie Hogue. 5th-year senior, broken so many records at Carolina, leads the nation in assists, but she's a dual threat. Great catch and then beautiful finish, but excellent play by Wurzburger. We've seen her score the 2 goals, so then the BC defense is on her as a goal scorer trying to prevent her. She dishes that out.
Boston College uses their first time out of the afternoon. North Carolina scoring back-to-back goals for the first time since the first half. BC's lead was to 5. It shrunk to 3. If you're the Eagles, though, Sheehan, you're up 3, 10 minutes away. You take a deep breath. You're still in a great spot.
You're in a great spot, but you can't relax. There is so much. This is an eternity. 10 minutes right now is an eternity with this Carolina offense. We've seen all season long the damage they can do in 10 minutes. So it's one possession at a time. It's all the things that these coaches have been reminding their teams all season long. This is why you play the game. You're in a semifinal game. North Carolina, they've got plenty of time to score 3 goals to even things up. Got the fan base behind them. Lots of great alumni in the stands. And Boston College, 1 goal at a time, keep doing the little things that work, which has been the great defense and excellent spacing on offense for the Eagles.
Jenny Levy's defense has been all over Charlotte North. Only 2 goals for the senior out of Dallas, Texas today. It's actually Jen Medjid, the junior, who's delivered 4 goals to lead the way for the Eagles.
Stepping up, she's been one of those players that she sometimes quietly puts up 4 or 5 goals in a game. Beautiful job of always just getting her hands free, is able to convert in tight spaces, just so technically sound. Love her cradle, love her stick skills. Excellent job finishing and mixing up her shots.
4 goals on 5 shots for the junior Jen Medjid out of Garden City on Long Island.
Coach Acacia Walker has often said about her that she's a quiet teammate out there. And she said, I wish you would just give her a microphone, because when she speaks, she's got so many great things to say. Would love for her to just be, she's not quiet on the field though. She makes a lot of noise out there with her scoring plays.
Great view of the draw control circle.
Ready?
Mastriani and North go to battle again. Kayla Wood scoops up the ground ball for North Carolina.
So BC kind of amping up the pressure right now defensively. You can see Jamie Ortega taking your hand off the stick. Settle down.
Here's Hogue. Scored the last goal for Carolina. This time feeding. What a save! Rachel Hall, are you kidding? The transfer from Oregon told us she came to BC to play in a championship weekend. In her first opportunity, she has been remarkable.
She's my player of the game so far. 8 saves, but that goal right there, that looked like it was going to be a complete Carolina goal. Wide open on the doorstop. Hogue operating from behind. Worstberger was all alone in the crease, and Hall comes up with a huge save.
She's made 8 saves, and every single one of them, you feel like she's really stealing a goal from North Carolina, getting great looks on cage, just can't find the back of the net, and it's a credit to Rachel Hall. Eagles in trouble. Double team comes in, and they call an offensive foul. Tar Heels ball. Officials are going to take an official timeout here. Jenny Levy won't be happy with that. North Carolina scored the last 2 goals. You have all the momentum. They're so dangerous in transition. Now BC can get settled defensively.
Right, totally. I'm not sure if it was just making sure that the possession clock was right.
Here's Mastriani, has a step, muscling her way to goal, and draws the foul. What a great take from the senior, Allie Mastriani.
That play was created because Caitlin Wurzberger cut through, creating some space and lanes to goal.
I'm putting her here, Liz. I have her here.
You hear the official. So when you get fouled in the 8 meter, you get positioned on the hash mark closest where the foul occurred. So you can see the official saying she's going on this hash mark.
You can be on the 8 but not over.
And also commenting on the feet. Your feet can be on the 8 but not over the 8 meter line.
Only 1 for 4 on free positions today. Hall makes a great save again. Read it the whole way on Mastriani. Tar Heels now 1 for 5 on free positions. Hall well above her season average with 9 saves today.
And just UNC, just a shooting day, they've struggled. They've been shooting 53% off the 8 meter. And obviously it depends on the personnel taking it and what hash mark you're on. But that was an easy stop for Rachel Hall.
And like you mentioned, when I spoke to Jenny Levy coming out of the half, she talked about the shooting percentage and how they needed to improve that. And right there, if you're going to score on Rachel Hall, you've got to shoot around her.
Marino gambled, came out of her cage to try and intercept that, scurried back in. Charlotte North facing the double team once again, comfortably finding Belle Smith. Here's the freshman. Burst of speed off the toe of Taylor Marino. It'll stay with BC.
Great stop for Taylor Marino. Really stepping towards that. But BC is able to just maintain possession because that was a shot. The shot clock will reset.
And because Marino made the save, the shot clock reset. BC in no rush, leading by 3 under 7 minutes to go in semifinal number 1. Looking to pull the upset on the top-seeded Tar Heels.
It's a nice long offensive set for Boston College.
Here's Charlotte North. Trenchard all over. Somehow creates the space, jumps up. Moreno makes the save. North Carolina ball. What a defensive stop from the Tar Heels.
It has been so fun. See, in the men's and women's tournaments, the goalie performance. It's like they've saved all their best performances for May. Stealing goals, coming up with awesome saves.
Yeah, I think we joked during the men's opening round, Sheehan, year of the goalie. And certainly both Taylor Moreno and Rachel Hall delivering terrific performances in this semifinal. The officials have talked things over, working out a clock issue, it looks like. 6:06 remaining. Could be North Carolina ball with a fresh 90. They're going to add 15 seconds back onto this clock, so 6:21 instead of 6:06. Plenty of time for North Carolina. We saw them come back down 2 with 8 minutes left of that Stony Brook game. They won by 3 in the quarterfinal. Trenchard with so much speed clearing that ball. Now Ortega and the attack can get to work.
I like the last offensive play when they had Hogue behind. She went to cage. The double team came. She found Wurzburger on the doorstep of the crease. So I think when they operate from behind, they have a lot of success. They've not had a ton of success dodging from up top today.
Here's Nicole Humphrey. Nowhere to go. Finds Jamie Ortega. Only 1 goal, 2 assists today for the senior, who has more goals than anybody in a single season in Tar Heel history. A push is the call. This will be a free position for North Carolina.
45, you're behind. 3-0-45 is behind.
What a moment this is for Jamie Ortega. This is who you want at the 8-meter. Goes too high. Stays with North Carolina, though. Hogue muscling her way on the crease and scores! Katie Hogue is willing North Carolina back.
She came back for a reason, and Hogue from behind the cage, I'm telling you, this is the way Carolina's going to have to come back. When the ball is at Katie Hogue's stick, she's such a dangerous passer, but you have to honor her as a goal scorer as well. So make you guard her. Great job with the face dodge here, gets to the inside, and finally gets a finish. We got a 2-goal game, BC up 11-9.
In 2019, Boston College and North Carolina delivered a classic in the semifinal. It was Sam Apuzzo in double overtime that fired the Eagles to another championship performance. There's the winner from Apuzzo, now serving as an assistant coach on the sideline for Boston College. What a dramatic game that was in 2019. Funny enough, since that game, Jenny Levy of North Carolina, they've won 27 straight games, a program record. And yet their backs are against the wall again. Same spot, a semifinal. Same opponent, Boston College. They trailed by 5. Acacia Walker-Weinstein at BC's lead is down to 2. UNC on a 3-0 run. And BC has not scored a goal in 10 minutes.
Love this look right here. Beautiful logo. The field's in great shape, and this is the most important possession of the game right now. And they're going to do a redraw, so that ball did not go above the shoulders.
Sheehan, we showed that 2019 semifinal. Tough to live up to that game, a total classic, but this is pretty close.
It's pretty close. And Sam Apuzzo, one of the best. She was an excellent draw taker as well. And one of the people that Charlotte North really credits for her ability to take the draw. North took the draw in high school, but wasn't really coached on it. At Boston College, she's become an amazing star. But Mastriani here, she's done a phenomenal job winning possessions for the Tar Heels.
Plenty of room for Mastriani. Drives right into it, then passes out. Here's Hillman, reverses sticks. What a save! One-on-one from point-blank range, and Rachel Hall makes another tremendous stop for BC.
10th save of the day for Hall. We spoke with her yesterday. She was all smiles. I mean, you could feel the energy from her. Just so excited to be here. She watched that 2019 game on her couch. She said she was texting Charlotte North saying, that's where we got to go. We need to go there, be on that team. We want a chance to do that.
Rachel Hall keeping this BC lead at 2. Got her left hip to it. Eagles have not scored in more than 11 minutes. They are just trying to stretch to the end of this game, protect that lead. A goal would go a long way with 4 minutes to go. This is who you want with the ball. Charlotte North.
You can hear the communication down there. Move it, quick ball movement. You don't want the ball stuck in anybody's stick. When North Carolina sends a double team, quick ball movement is what's going to beat them.
Here's North. Trenchard all over her.
Excellent defense by Trenchard.
10 seconds to shoot. Here's Mossman, the Towson native, vetted inside and a foul called. With 4 seconds left on the shot clock, Boston College earns a free position.
You watch this, and just any push to the body, dangerous swiping check is going to be an 8-meter foul.
BC 2 for 3 on the 8-meter today. And Jen Medjid with 4 goals on 5 shots this afternoon. One-on-one with Marino. Medjid fires, didn't get her hands free, and the shot clock expires. No chance for Charlotte North on the reset. North Carolina gets the defensive stop they desperately needed. 3 minutes to go, down by 2.
Still plenty of time. I think the ball needs to originate behind the cage for UNC. They've seen some success there.
Ortega calling for the give and go, falls out of her stick, recovers somehow through a double team. Ortega still has it, goes to goal, rings it off the pipe, inches away from making it a 1-goal game. Somehow it doesn't go in, still North Carolina ball. Mastriani spins around. Still with it, driving to goal, that misses. Tar Heels back it up, though. After a year without championship weekend, this is the drama we missed. 2 minutes to go. Top-seeded Tar Heels down 2. What a save again. Rachel Hall continues to deliver in between the pipes.
Once the goalie makes a save, you got 10 seconds to clear it from your goal circle area, but at plenty of time, as much time as you want to hold the possession. You just have the shot clock on for 90 seconds. So good patience for Boston College, making sure that they get this down to their side of the field cleanly, and they'll take a timeout.
Acacia Walker-Weinstein takes a timeout. Her team 89 seconds away from their 4th straight championship appearance. Good time to remind you the men's semifinals continues tomorrow. Championship weekend in Connecticut, noon Eastern time on ESPN2. For all your information on the men's and women's lacrosse championships, visit NCAA.com, your home for all 90 NCAA championships. Boston College, a 2-goal lead. Rachel Hall making save after save, 11 of them for the junior transfer from Oregon. North Carolina scored the last 3 goals, and they were inches away from making it 4 in a row. Hall has just stood on her head.
And when a goalie gets hot, they're really tough to beat. And Rachel Hall has been seeing the ball extremely well, making saves with her stick, with her body, all over the place. Just really excellent job. And you can see that the Tar Heels, I mean, this is probably the most frustrated I've seen their offense all season long. Really having a hard time connecting.
And for North Carolina, 1 minute and 29 seconds away from seeing a perfect season end. 20-0. They looked unbeatable in the regular season. Beat nearly every opponent by double digits. They beat this same BC team by 12, 21-9 in the regular season. And yet, if they can't get 2 goals in the last 1 minute and 29 seconds, this season will end here again in the semifinal, again to this Boston College team.
And not only do they need the 2 goals, they got to come up with a turnover. Boston College will get possession, so either going to come up with a save or a turnover right here.
Coming out of the huddle in the timeout, Coach Acacia Walker-Weinstein said, hold the ball, work for the best shot. That is the strength that we have. Play on your strength, work the ball around, work for the best shot. We are in red.
Oftentimes those colors, red is like, really don't shot. Dana, right, that best shot is like, you're definitely going to score. That better be like 99.9% scoring opportunity.
North Carolina's program record, 27-game win streak on the line. Need a turnover here coming out of the BC timeout. The Eagles still have 1 timeout left. North Carolina has 2.
BC can utilize the whole field. Now, obviously, it makes sense to keep the ball further away from this Carolina team. There's a turnover, almost a check, but I think we're going to see a hard foul and a yellow card. So this is big. This is big. This will reset that whole possession clock. Give a fresh 90. Kerrigan Miller will be sidelined. So watch this. I mean, they're trying to get the ball back. And then I just think it's the stick that was high in that neck area.
So now Boston College can run out the rest of this clock. And they're a woman up the rest of the way.
I think the clock should be reset, or it really doesn't matter now with the possession clock since it's less than the game clock.
It's a game of keep away. 70 seconds away from a 4th straight trip to the championship for BC. Another foul comes in. Taylor Moreno leaves the cage. So the goal is open. Another tough foul comes in. This will be another yellow card against North Carolina. This one called against Caroline Wakefield. So BC, 2 women up to just kill the final 52 seconds. They can start to feel it over on that Eagle sideline.
We've seen a lot of upsets this season. This is the most surprising one for me so far this year.
Goal is wide open. The freshman smartly just passes out of it. Charlotte North continues to kill clock. A triple team comes in. Marino, the goalkeeper, even in. North scurries out of trouble. Trying to find Urbank over her head. North Carolina has life. Now there are 2 women down, but they do have the ball. They got to go.
They got to go.
The timeout called with 26.8 seconds left. North Carolina uses it. This is not the position you want to be in if you're Jenny Levy. You're down 2 players, but you do have the ball.
Yeah, I don't know how you practice a lot of these plays in practice. I'm not sure if you practice being 2 people down and 2 goals down with 26 seconds left, but this is what they've been training for. And you can score. I've seen goals scored as quickly as 6 seconds in the game of women's lacrosse. So if they can transition down the field quickly, get a goal, they've been successful at the draw, so they easily can string it together.
What does this say about Boston College just as a program, Sheehan, on the verge of their 4th straight championship appearance?
Well, it shows that they really are peaking at the right time because they have gotten better each game of this season, learned adjustments along the way, and super impressed. And we've talked about Charlotte North all season long. She's been on so many highlights. Her goal-scoring ability has been phenomenal. She's chipped in a couple great ones today, but we've seen the strength of the entire Boston College team, and I think the defense, really, that's the winner of this game for me in Boston College. The Boston College defense, to limit UNC to 9 goals, they've been averaging close to 16 per game. Rachel Hall, the goaltender for BC, has played phenomenal. So it's end-to-end. You got to be strong when you make it to the championship weekend, and Boston College has shown that they have strength at every position. So Boston College really just defensively, your two-player advantage. Just put great pressure on the ball and just try to slow them down in transition.
Tiptoeing down that sideline. Perfect clear from North Carolina. 2 women down. 15 seconds. Got to go to Cage. Time not on the Tar Heel side. They feed it into Hogue. And a foul called. What's the whistle here with 8.2 left in regulation?
Are they setting up an 8-meter? Let's see. An inadvertent whistle. That's a critical time for.
That is a bad time. That is a bad time for an inadvertent whistle. 5 seconds left. A perfect season hanging in the balance. Mastriani scores with 1.3. It won't be enough time for the Tar Heels, who battled for the full 60 minutes. But this program record, 27-game win streak, there's just no chance you can win the draw and score in 1 second.
No, but I mean, the Mastriani, she's been so strong on the draw control today. Beautiful roll dodge. Excellent score, but credit Boston College for really just taking time off that clock.
Well, for Boston College, 1 second away from getting back to the championship. They've been there for what would be 4 straight years. They've never won the final game, though. They lost to Maryland, and then James Madison by 1 goal in 2018, and then most recently to Maryland.
They've been so close, and it's such an accomplishment to make it to this weekend. So much to be proud of, but they've learned a lot along the way. And one of the things was even in yesterday's practice, we watched all 4 of them. And Boston College, they took it easy, and that was one of the things that Coach Acacia Walker-Weinstein said they changed up. In the years past, they've gone really hard the day before game day, and they relaxed. And at times, the whole starting offense was sitting on the bench just kind of chilling out, and same with the defense. And it was a very light, low-key practice. It's worked today.
How did they do this, Sheehan? How did they go from a team that lost 21-9 to North Carolina in the regular season and now finding a way to win?
I mean, this was a complete team effort. I think they've improved game by game. They didn't rely just on Charlotte North. Oftentimes when you have star players like that, everyone's looking at them to score, and she's done her part and contributed, but it's been a complete team effort.
Charlotte North ignites the Boston College fan base. They've been loud and proud all game long.
So you don't see this normally happen. This is a stick check right now. So everyone had to drop their stick. So right now, UNC called a stick check on Boston College on number 6, Courtney Weeks. And what they're hoping to do right now is if the stick is illegal, they will get possession so you don't have to take the draw. So that would just give them possession right away. And this would be called by the coach on the sideline. So now, over the past few years, we've had that when the players drop their stick after a goal scored, you look at the pocket.
Yep. Good. Okay, good. Measurement. Do you want me to get the measurement? Yeah, I'm good.
Good. Legal. I'll take that.
I'll take that.
And if you're Jenny Levy, you just have to try everything.
You got to
right?
try everything, yes. So you used to see this a lot more often, especially when the players didn't have to drop their stick, just trying a way to either make the goal not count or get possession. So smart play right there to try that. But right now, we've seen the draws and how it goes up in the air, the clock will run out. If you do take a shot, you can release a shot, and if you release it before the clock expires, that does count.
Boston College has done it. 4 straight championship appearances for the Eagles. And they do it by beating undefeated North Carolina. A program record 27-game winning streak is no more. What a win for BC.
Unbelievable. A complete team effort. They didn't back down. Carolina started the game just winning draw control, converting on their shots. The belief did not waver, and they battled back, built a long lead, went scoreless for a long time, and Carolina had a great comeback. But Boston College pulls the big upset.
This is the drama we missed at Charlotte North at BC. Live to fight another day, eyeing their first championship in program history. They'll get a 4th opportunity to play on a championship Sunday. An 11-10 win. They didn't score for the final 15 minutes of this game. It didn't matter. They hung tough. Look what it means to this BC program. They're going back to championship Sunday. We've got a reset. Semifinal number 2, Northwestern and Syracuse coming your way. First draw about 2:50. Till then, you'll be in the studio. Chris Cotter, Allie Griggs have you covered. We'll see you in a bit.